This is the Contra Radio Network, CRN for all the right reasons.
So, are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
Life is unpredictable, but you can count on Valley Food Storage to help you and your family prepare. With clean, natural, great-tasting, and long-lasting food storage, with our natural and nutritious freeze-dried food, you'll be storing the food you love to eat. Log on to ContraRadioNetwork.com and click on the Valley Food Storage banner.
Welcome to the Jeffers Brief, only on Contra Radio Network.
Hello again, Intelligentsia. John Jeffers here on the Jeffers Brief, coming to you with another episode. All right, we're going to talk about something that's going to make a lot of you probably uncomfortable. And a lot of you won't like what I'm going to say, but it has to be said. Where do I start? All right. For those of you that are on the CRN group page on Facebook, on June 24th, I posted a meme. And it said, "Tyranny will soon force good men to fulfill a dangerous oath." And for what it's worth, I think it's got some truth in there. However, one of my listeners, Stephen, he wrote back on this, and I think it's worth hearing. He said, "I've been listening to a number of commentators of the riots, and I found many said something similar. BLM and Antifa are scared of violence. I don't think that's true. While it's always fun watching Antifa getting pummeled in the streets, and it is, I love that, personally. In the long run, it only helps them. Groups like Patriot and other groups that engaged in violence ended up getting thrown in jail, while the media ran cover for Antifa, which is true. The one secret weapon that would absolutely terrify these rioters and stop them in their tracks. Grandma. Seriously. Get a bunch of old ladies with plates of cookies standing between the rioters and a statue, and the rioters will be completely helpless. Having a group of people go out with no weapons and simply stand between the rioters and their target would make it impossible to spin the confrontation in the rioters' favor. Don't buy more ammos and guns, buy a body cam." That's what Stephen wrote. Now, do I think Stephen's wrong? No. I think it could be a tactic, but who wants to put their grandmother in harm's way? After all, Antifa is unreasonable, and they got some serious mental issues. And then a longtime listener and supporter, financial supporter Terry, he commented, "I'm ready to start collecting blue helmets." Stephen replied, "You're living in a fantasy." Terry responded by posting a meme that said, "Mr. President, all you have to do is call on us. There are legions of patriots who stand ready to defend you." Stephen replied, "And you will continue to sit there while this continues." And then he posted a link to a YouTube video about Antifa riots, loot and carry out arson attacks in North Portland. Jeff Reynolds, I know you're listening. Where are you? And Stephen then posted something else, and I think this is what I talked about my last episode. He said, Conservatives have proven to be ineffective and willing to indulge in war fantasies while they lose a war on their doorsteps. I think Stephen is correct in that. Hence, we come to the point where I want to put it out there. I've asked numerous times for years now on this show, asking what you patriots are willing to do. And all that time, I've only had 2 women respond they are willing to go to the streets to do what has to be done. That's it. 2. And I've been doing this show for 6 years. I think my last episode I asked the same question. The last 3 weeks I've watched. Waited. Nothing. While Antifa and BLM run rampant, deciding who and what kind of art will be allowed. It is obvious that the rioting is taken on a whole different turn, which is what it was meant to do. You know, since 2016, all we've heard about from the left is resistance, resistance, resistance to President Trump and the Republicans. And now they've got their opportunity. So my question to you again, what are you willing to do? When is enough going to be enough? You know, I used to post a meme, and I still might do it, that says a war in America will have no rules of engagement. And so far, Antifa and BLM have proven that true. You know, they started going after an idea. Now they start going after statues from American history that they don't like. How soon before they start going after individuals that they don't like? When do they come knocking on your door? Look, they say they want a revolution. My response is that a revolution is a symbol of success. A rebellion is a symbol of failure. Now, conservatives, true, have jobs and families and societal responsibilities, such as paying their bills, trying not to live off the government, trying to make your own way. At some point in time, you got to give that up. At some point in time. Look, I'm not naive. Antifa and BLM will only go where they have political cover. I've been saying that for years. And it's proven true. Now, we have seen a couple of examples of when Antifa decided they were going to go to a particular town that they thought was too wealthy or too affluent or too white, and they decided that they're going to go into that town. Case in point, I point out to Huntington Beach, California, where they decided they're going to make a move in there, and the people of the town got together, met them head on, and told them to get out. There's a small town in Ohio, the name escapes me right now. The same thing has happened. It's when they had 80 of the Antifas show up, 700 bikers showed up and pummeled them. And of course, what did Antifa do? They bitched and complained because the police stood by and did nothing. There were 8 members of that little town's police department. What are they going to do? So you see, it's funny how Antifa and BLM scream about defunding the police and they want to do it themselves, etc., etc. But when something happens to them, they demand that the very institution that they hate do something in their favor. No. No. And I agree. I have seen some posts. I would like to see if I could find it again. Oh, and I tell you, I think it's very telling. I think it's very much something that needs to be talked about, and it's going to be talked about. And Terry posted this. Oh, by the way, if you have not seen the Hodge twins, look them up. I think you'll like them. In the meantime, the Pew Research has shown that only 1 in 6 protesters are black, 46% are white, and the majority of them come from upper middle class white families. So, think about that. And just remember, political correctness is fascism pretending to be manners. Well, it's true. Oh, where is it? I'm going to find this, and then I want to tell it to you because we need to talk about it because it's true. It's absolutely true. It'd be even more true if I could find it, which irritates me all the more that I can't find it. Normally I set things up before I do the show. Oh, yes, the ass of Congress is still dumber than a bag of rocks. No argument. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, I hate this. Besides, we get to do this. I get to talk to you. Here you go, found it. Now, got this from the Country Prepper. Our good friend Terry posted it, and I reposted it at the CRN Facebook group page. If you aren't a member, I suggest you go there and become a member. It's a closed group. Ask for permission to join. I will get you in there. All right. What Terry posted was this. He says, the second lockdown isn't happening. When you give a pass to rioters and looters, you gave up the right to boss around citizens. No more masks, no more frantic warnings about viruses, no more stay-at-home or closed businesses. You have entered the new age of patriotic disobedience. We have no intention of respecting any new little laws or civil orders. Don't push your luck. Well, is Terry right? I think they have given up their moral authority to do a lockdown. You gave a pass to protesters and looters. The Democrats refused to denounce them. Are we surprised? And if so, why? We should not be surprised by it. We know exactly who they are and what they are. So let me come back. We'll do segment 2 in just a moment. So stand by, listen to our messages, support our sponsors. I appreciate it. We'll be right back after this.
Proper has made tactical gear with a purpose for over 50 years, since their first U.S. Navy contract in 1967. Today, Proper designs and manufactures professional-level tactical apparel and gear for military, law enforcement, and public safety professionals and civilians, whether in the service, on the job, or off for the weekend. Log on to ContraRadioNetwork.com and click on the Proper banner now.
Black Metal Firearms are a couple guys I know personally and friends of mine that put together some great accessories for all your firearms needs. Everything that I've seen them do is just top-notch and very nice looking. BlackMetalFirearms.com. Check them out. I think you'll be glad you did. Go to Facebook, Black Metal Firearms. They got a great page there too. Learn more about the workmanship and the craftsmanship they put into every accessory and every build they do.
At Stag Arms, there is no weak side. Our rifles are 100% American made, including each and every part assembled. We aim to provide recreational shooters, law enforcement officers, hunters, and professional shooters with super quality and competitively priced rifles. Every rifle shipped is built to order Check out Stag Arms now. Log on to ContraRadioNetwork.com and click on the Stag Arms banner.
Welcome back to segment 2 of the Jeffers Brief. As I was saying, when will we see conservatives actually fight back? I don't know. Now, my friends, my listeners, think about this. When you have this defund the police movement, basically what they're actually saying, remember, it's a 3-letter slogan all the time with Antifa and BLM. 3-letter slogan, 3-word slogan. I say this, for those Democrat-run cities where they cannot and have not been able to control any protesting or looting, for that matter, cannot, have not, and will not, I say this. You know what? If the people want to defund the police department and disband it like they are in Minneapolis, by God, give the people what they want. You'll get no sympathy from me. The citizens of those cities chose those politicians, voted for them, agreed with everything they said, with their political philosophy and everything else that goes with it. So, you want to defund the police? Go ahead. I can promise you those police officers will be more than able to find employment elsewhere. And they probably will. However, the consequences are on the heads of those politicians and the citizens that voted for them. They own the consequences. No one else, they do. And that's just the way it is. So, give the people what they want. You want to defund the police? Go ahead. Want to disband the police? Go ahead. You own the consequences of your actions. Now, I have no sympathy for them. Case in point, when you have Antifa trying, they went into Seattle with and took over those 6 blocks and and you got to sit there and think, funny, the politicians, the mayor, and all our allies on the city council, okay, you can do it. It will be a summer of love. Yeah, right here. You know what? Political cowardice. But, again, the citizens of Seattle voted for those people. They got what they voted for. Now, they don't get to turn around, bitch, and complain and say, well, the police didn't come in. The police didn't do this. They didn't answer that. You know what? You chose these people to be your leaders. They're political masters. You get what you vote for. No complaints. Ever. You don't get to complain and bitch if they don't work out. Now, in Minneapolis, they got something even more fun. And we'll see how you'll love how this works out. Because apparently, not only has the Minneapolis City Council decided they want to defund the police, they're going to disband the police department. And the Muslims say, we will police the city under Sharia law. Oh, yeah. You want to see a cluster? And oh, wait. What was the Minneapolis city? Oh, sorry. They want to send in social workers to domestic violence situations. I'll give that 2 weeks till social workers say, fuck you. We're not going to these anymore. These things are dangerous and they suck. So, yeah, you go ahead and you live in your socialist utopia. And it will turn into a nightmare, I guarantee it. But then again, the people of Minneapolis have only themselves to blame because they voted for these people. They voted for the city council. They voted for their political leadership. You get to live the dream. You get to live your best life. I say, let it happen. No sympathy here. Let it happen. So we can all see just how messed up it truly becomes. Now, there are a few, and I do mean a few, leftist politicians who say this is the wrong answer. However, their voices are few and far between. So they get to be pushed aside while the mainstream media rah-rah-rahs, cheers on the looters and BLM. Go ahead. Because you know what? Nobody is safe from these people. Nobody. SCNN, they got attacked in Atlanta. Their headquarters, CNN headquarters, got attacked by Atlanta. You had a Democratic gay politicians in Madison, Wisconsin, attacked by the BLM. They beat his ass, and they left him laying in the street. Just because you agree with them doesn't mean they agree with you. So yes, let it happen. Let's see what dismal catastrophe this ends up being. So if you live in a Democrat-controlled city and you've chosen these leaders, you get what you vote for. You deserve all of it. That's the way it is. It's just the way it is, my friends. And I don't have the answers. Now, am I advocating, the left advocates, BLM and Antifa are advocating for a new civil war. Okay? So be it. And they're pushing, and they're pushing. They're going to keep pushing as far as till conservatives come out and meet them head on. And of course, the media will be standing by to edit film, twist the context of what you see and what you hear, and then present to you it as facts. They will do that. They want conservatives with their weaponry at these protests, counter-protests, counter-rallies, counter-demonstrations, and hoping, praying that conservative opens fire and shoots down Antifa or BLM. That's what they want. They want that. They do. And they're working hard to get it. Because BLM and Antifa will keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So you conservative warlords out there who live in your fantasy lands, you keep saying, well, we're going to go do this, we're going to fight, we're going to do this. Really? What have you done? What have you done? And I hold myself to the same standard. I'll tell you what I've done. I'm calling attention to this whole mess, saying conservatives have got to start fighting back. Now. Not next month, not till the next atrocity. When does it end? It ends when we decide it ends. So you can either give up, and you can give up, you can give in, you can cave in like corporate America has to the mob mentality, or you can say no. Now there is a silent majority out here. My guess is maybe we'll see them in November. Maybe they'll come out for the president. I hope so. I'll be voting for him. I do. I'm not going to say I'm not. I am. Not afraid to say it. Don't care. Don't care who hears it or knows it. Bottom line is this, my friends. They want a civil war, and they're working hard to get it. They want this. They need this. It'd be impolite for us patriots to sit there and not oblige and indulge them in their fantasies of a socialist utopia here in America. That's the way it is. All right, my friends, this is going to be a short one. Do me a favor, go to ContraRadioNetwork.com. Please support our sponsors. Please, our affiliates, help us. Help us. Get the word out. Tell your friends. for our listeners around the world. Know this. I'm telling you like it is. Whether you're from Bahrain to France to New Zealand and all the countries in between that listen, thank you for listening. Pass the word to your friends. And if you like, you can join me on mumblet.com. Look for my name, John Jeffers. Or if you want to become part of the group page, the Contra Radio Network group page on Facebook, you know how to find it. Contra Radio Network, you'll see it. All right, then. Until next time, I'm John Jeffers. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Maybe. I might go on vacation next week. I'm not sure. But you will hear from me again. All right. Until then, have a good one. Be safe, be alert, be vigilant, be ready to fight.